Hello everyone, you have to accept that the microphone's going to be a bit weird and it's going to look like a dodgy dub today because I've made this recording and forgot to turn on my mic. But basically we're going to be going over why categories are important, how to use them, and why you should do it. Ultimately here I'm just going to make my new mega blog post, and I'm just zooming in so you can see it a bit better. So I'm sure when you've made a blog post you'll notice that there's categories that you can add. So in this blog there's quite a lot of categories already. However, your blog will have your own custom categories. They're on you to create, and whenever you make a blog post it's well worth you categorizing it. So you noticed here these are all uncategorized, so not the best example. However, if you go to your site settings and then you look for permalinks, you can actually see the link structure that these categories create. So normally I do /category /post name. I haven't here for some reason, and I'm obviously not going to change it because it's the live blog getting traffic, and maybe I did this originally because it was already living under /blog and I didn't want a triple folder path. So I'm just going to set this back here. But the reason why I often change my URL structure to include that category is so that I can tell Google or any other search engine that I'm an authority in a specific niche. So if we take the example here of pets.com, and I'm going to use the category of dog. So going from there, I might write an article about big dogs, I might write an article about small dogs, I might write an article about fleas. And notice this is fleas as the keyword here. So whilst I've proven that I'm an authority in fleas for dogs, actually I could also be an authority for cats, because cats get fleas as well, right? And by subcategorying the pet niche to that specific dog thing, or dog category, sorry, I can prove that I'm super strong in dogs and I can start ranking for dogs really quickly, and at the same time still have a pet blog. So although I've proven that I know everything there is to know about dogs, i.e. declawing, walking, bathing, fleas, and in this example I might be targeting a very specific keyword for how to walk a dog or how to take your dog for a walk, I still had the opportunity to rank for other things that are similar niche but not quite as tight or discreet. So dog is much more specific than pet, but at the same time I'm slowly building authority in pets by being more specific and building it about just dogs. So how does this show up on the site? So here's an example bit of content. It depends on your theme where this will be, but for my particular theme the categories are at the very bottom. So sometimes you might see breadcrumbs, but here it's just down the bottom left. So an example of breadcrumbs, you might have seen this on your website, it depends again on your theme, but home, dog, big dog, and an example of a page under big dog, so this is 2 categories deep, Labrador. I'm not entirely sure that I spelt correctly when I wrote this, but by having that I'm intrinsically linking on every page that's subcategory down to the one above. So I'm just making internal links from Labrador to big dog, and from Labrador to dog, and from Labrador to mega dog. So I'm really showing Google that I know everything there is to know about Google and about dogs, sorry, and I'm a really strong authority in that niche. And by clicking on the category page within it, I've then got all these other bit of contents that match, in this particular case, AI writing tools. Like in the example I just gave was dogs. And in a very similar way as to how the categories work, we also had the tags. So here's a load of other things that relate to AI. Again, this is an AI writing blog. There's a bunch of content that relates to content creation. There's a bunch of content that relates to SEO, and a bunch of content that relates to writing. And I'm helping build a topical authority map to Google when it sees these extra tags to know that, oh, actually is an expert in content creation. He's an expert in SEO, he's an expert in writing, and here's these other bits of content that back up that claim. He's not just a one-trick horse. He's really proving that he knows everything there is to know around the whole subject. So as I say, your bit might be at the top, mine's at the bottom, but how will this appear within your SEO plugins? So one thing you might have asked yourself is, why do I have so many no indexed pages? Yet I've got a bunch of index that's going up, but there's a whole bunch in Google Search Console that's no indexed. And while I struggle to find the actual link within Rank Math, and it's under titles and meta, because of course it is, you'll see that there's options to index or follow both the tags and category pages. So what do we mean when we say that? So indexing a page is when it can show up within Google, and following a page is where Google can crawl this page and then follow any links that it finds from that page. So if we look at this category page here, while this is great, we don't really want a searcher to land on this page. We quite want them to land on the unparalleled SEO article writer, or we quite want them to land on the AI and content creation article. Like, those individual articles are great for someone to land on, but I don't really want someone to land on this category page. So what we do is we no index this page. We say to Google, don't put this in the search results. However, follow any link you find from it. So that allows Google to come here, know that we're a subject matter expert in AI writing tools, and follow this link to find this article here with the really cool picture. And from there it can then index this particular article. However, because we've said no indexed on the category page and the tag page, then it won't be showing up on the search results. So it's great because it's powerful, it teaches Google what we want, but at the same time it doesn't include what we don't want. And so by doing this, we can help push our rankings higher up in the search engines, and we just show that we're an authority in the subject and that we're the people that you should trust, and we know what we're talking about. So yeah, make sure you use tags and categories when you're building your blogs, and if you leave me a like and follow, that'd be fantastic, and I'll catch you in the next one.